All right, you guys, welcome back to Brand New Live with Billy Branch of Branch International. Hey, we do apologize. We had some technical difficulties, and what can happen, what will happen, can happen, and vice versa. Those that were joining us earlier, we left off with Billy talking about being a member of the Black Philanthropy Initiatives,
Yes.
and so we wanted you to tell us a little bit about that.
Well, that is actually based out of the Arizona Community Foundation here in the city of Phoenix. And I was introduced to it by Kim Covington. And what I love about it is that it allows us to being able to create scholarships. And so for me, my heart is always education because I recently just graduated from Grand Canyon University with my
Yay.
bachelor's.
Congratulations. Awesome.
But anytime, like I said, anything that I do has to be community based. And so it has to be able to bless somebody else. And so with that, with creating a scholarship, it allows me to be able to award somebody else, another young lady like myself, a young minority girl, and you get to choose, how you designate it, and it allows us to create a scholarship from anywhere from $500 and up,
Oh, wow.
in either my name or Branch International's name, but just to be able to award somebody else to be able to have the same opportunities that I did to be able to go to school and earn their college degree.
That is so amazing. I mean, if anyone didn't pipe in a little bit earlier, Billy was talking about some of her humble beginnings or some of the experiences that she had in life that kind of propelled her to do what she's doing now. So I
Yeah.
hope you go back to the taping and hear what she had to say about that to where she's at right now. It's not where you start, but it's how you finish.
Amen.
And so we're so glad for her to come share her story this morning. So that's awesome. I know you have some acting abilities and different things of that nature too. I just found out today while we were kind of having technical difficulties. So tell us a little bit, tell us some other different projects that you may be working on right now for our viewers.
Well, one of the major things that we're doing is one of our programs is Stop the Violence, and it has to do with domestic violence. And it's raising awareness, but it's also to prevent second generation domestic violence. And that is dealing with the children
Oh, wow.
that have had to witness the domestic violence and could possibly be future offenders. And so with the Stop the Violence, it's not just about raising awareness to stop domestic violence. We're never going to be able to stop it. But one of the things we can do is being able to create a program and a platform for those children who have dealt with the trauma behind dealing with domestic violence. I went through domestic violence at a very, very young age, at the age of 17. And my daughter witnessed it for about 7 years before I finally got out. And I was almost killed. And so I didn't realize at the time that the trauma that it leaves behind, and it did, because it kind of the face of it rose up years later as I was in another relationship, and I had one argument and my daughter she just flipped out. And so I didn't understand why, and she said, "Mom, I always said I'll never watch you go through that again."
Right.
And I thought because she was at the age of 7, she really didn't see, but she saw everything.
Gotcha.
And it really affected her traumatically. And so that's very, very, very dear to my heart, because there's so many children right now. And if you think about school shootings, you think about violence in schools, and you think about things like that, and you don't understand why and what's going on, that could be one of the reasons, on top of like mental illness and things like that. But it's just all about prevention. And so I like to hold these different meetings and conferences and things like that, just to raise awareness. But also one of the things that I've done recently is I've connected with 4 different churches here in the city.
Okay.
And so to be able to provide them with the resources for domestic violence awareness and prevention. We also had the City of Phoenix Police Department there as well, who provided lots and lots of resources. So if you are going through domestic violence, you don't have to deal with it. You don't have to go through it. You don't have to suffer in silence. You can reach out to us, and we'll be more than happy to provide resources to you. Or if you have a church, we'll be more than happy to come down to your outreach center, and we can provide resources to your outreach ministry as well, so that when people come in with these situations, you already have in hand something that you can provide to them to kind of help them instead of just praying for them and sending them on their way.
Wow, that's you really hit a very important part right there, Billy. I think as a nation, and we could start from the top of the largest office.
Yes.
We may say we're going to pray about something. We may say we're going to do something, but nothing ever gets done.
And prayer works because God is able.
God is able. I definitely do agree with that, but it also takes action. And then I think some of the actions that you are doing within the community and working with the police department is a start from somewhere, and everything like that. And so thank you for what you're doing out there with that, because we definitely have to have prayer in our nation, you guys, especially coming in 2020.
Definitely.
I love how you touch base on the school violence, the shootings and different things to that nature. And this is not for the discussion of, this is not what the platform is for, but sometimes we get in a discussion on this platform and sometimes it triggers different things to have a little discussion about,
Yes,
and that's what we want to definitely brand ourselves about, what we're interested in, what makes us tick, what we're passionate about. And that's what Passion Live and Brand New Lives, Passion Valley, Brand New Lives platform is all about. So thank you for sharing that. So I know you're teaming with them. Is there some information where they could get a hold of you regarding Stop the Violence? Is there any type of connection with that?
Yes, definitely. You can reach out to me. You can call our number, which is 602-621-7571. Or you can go to our website, which is branchnation.org. So that would be www.branchnation.org.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that part too as well. That is amazing. So we're going from different things in the community that you're doing. I also seen something that you did. How did your Christmas or your holiday presents things go? If you could explain that too. I'm not sure if I got that out right, but can you explain what happened with that?
Well, we had a toy drive, and it was only for a week.
Okay.
It was only for a week, and this is a blessing because I was reached out to by a friend who had another friend who passed away from cancer, and she left 5 children behind. Okay. And she reached out, and she was basically saying that the children lost their mother December the 8th, and they needed help for Christmas. And so, of course, Branch International, doing what we do, you know, of course. But, we're talking about babies here. We're talking about children. The oldest child was 11, so that must be pretty devastating for them. But we wanted to make sure that they had a really good Christmas. And so we had done a toy drive, and I was able to put 2 different boxes, one over at Fly Girls Beauty Boutique, and also $9.99 Fashions, where my girl Cynthia Moulton. And first I want to say thank you to you ladies, because you guys were phenomenal in helping me to orchestrate this. But we were able to we were not only able to bless the 5 children with a trunk full of toys, but we were able to bless another church here in the city. And then also there was overflow that came in. So we were able to bless well over 30 families.
Wow.
And so, it was a lot.
Yes.
It was a lot of stuff. And so on top of that, we just had extra overflow. And so it's a blessing. It was phenomenal. And so one of the things is that, if you give God something to work with, he'll multiply it.
Absolutely.
And, it's like the 5 fish, I'm like the 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread, so that's what I felt like. I was like, it was just such a blessing, but, we were able to bless the children. Yeah. And, one of actually the friend who reached out to me, her name is Deshauna Mills. She is the CEO of Glam Gloss Kiss. And she reached out to me, and she was actually one of my speakers as well for my domestic violence event. And so a lot of things that I do, I love the connections. I love being a connector. I love being able to bring people together, on one accord when it comes to servicing and doing things in the community. And these are 2 different businesses that, I was able to collaborate with to make this happen in 1 week.
In 1 week.
1 week.
Ooh, I don't know how you do it, girl, but I had to get you out here to at least express a little bit about that.
With lots of Red Bull.
Lots of Red Bull. Gotta have that Red Bull, you guys.
Amen.
And some good strong coffee, one of the 2.
Pray for me.
Both. That helps too as well. So that's definitely a lot of different things in the organization. You have so many different. I love your name, Branch International, because you know, people sometimes when they meet somebody, they think that they're just that one thing, you know. But we're not only just one thing, you guys. We are gifted with so many different things.
No.
That's why I love the name of your organization, Branch International, because I see you're branching on in all kind of different phases
Yes, sir.
of our community,
Yes, sir.
and everything. And so that's I'm so glad you're able, and honored that you're able to come here and share that today. Let's get into a little bit of fun pieces. Like you had a little bit of acting experience that has
Yes.
been happening with you. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, I am a bit of an actress.
Okay.
And so I have been a part of different stage plays produced and directed by and written actually by Dr. Brenda Combs. Hi, Brenda. My first play that I was in was called Church Peoples.
Okay.
I'm in another one that's coming up in January, and it is called Murder of a Boss, where I play the jilted ex-wife.
Wow.
And I'm
okay.
coming for all of my millions, and somebody better have my money.
Somebody better have your money.
But we have to figure out who murdered my ex-husband.
Wow.
Was it me, or we don't know?
We just have to find out, huh?
We'll have to find out.
I guess
and
we
see.
have to attend. And when is that going to be taking place?
I believe that is January the 25th.
Okay.
So stay tuned for that. You can catch that information on Facebook.
You guys, Murder of a Boss, right here with Billy Branch. Definitely stay tuned for that.
Yes.
So, Billy, so thank you for sharing that part too. And that's just a little fun, you know. You guys, you know, we brand ourselves on this platform here, but you know, also as a part of business, you got to also know the person itself
Yes.
and the person inside.
Yes.
And that's why I wanted to go ahead and ask Billy that question, because we see her get out there, but she also has to have a little bit of fun things that she wanted to do as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not just business. I mean, I love to have fun. I love to laugh.
Right.
I'm a really big goofball, honestly. I really am. I just know how to be serious when it's time to be serious, but I know how to have fun when it's time to have fun. God says we can do all things through Christ that strengthens us, and that's why you see me doing so much, because of the strength of Christ that's on my life.
Absolutely, that's amazing. I'm in agreement with you right there. So Billy, tell us what is next? What projects do you have coming up next in the community, and that we can help? How can we help contribute to the projects that are coming up too as well,
Okay.
and let our viewers know?
Well, number one, you can always catch me on social media. I'm huge on Facebook. I love Instagram. And so some of the things that, you know, we've done is we've just launched our latest program, which is called CE On It. Okay. And CE On It is a business startup program. But not only is it business startup, we also have partnerships with FES, which is Financial Education Services, where we're helping those in the community clean up their credit, get their lives back in order, get their finances in order so that they can purchase a home. Mm-hmm. And it's a blessing because, you know, again, it's something that in the community that we're dealing with that we really don't have, a lot of us don't have the education on how to get out of debt, how to get our credit clean, how to, you know, take care of those things that, you know, we've done in the past. Mm-hmm. You know, that we're not proud of. But, you know, there is a way to be restored. And so in order to do credit restoration, you know, there's just a few things that you would have to do. But also we all proceeds from, you know, whether you become a client of ours or whether you want to become an agent, we have room for you. Mm-hmm. And so one of my programs is called Be Restored. Okay. And so we work with single parents, single mothers, single fathers, single grandparents on, you know, helping them to, you know, be financially stable.
Okay.
And so we like to create educational and also economic stability programs and things like that. It's going to be able to help those in the community. Why not become your own boss?
Right.
There's so many of us who's dealing with, you know, a micromanager. There's so many of us that's dealing with not making enough money. You know, we got more month than money. And so it's a way for you to actually, you know, become an entrepreneur through a turnkey company. We also have Surge 365 Travel. And for those of you who love to travel, you know, you can create a free profile on our website. And you can actually travel at a discount. I call it traveling in style because, you know,
that's
us
right.
ladies, like to be cute, you know. So why not travel in style?
Right,
But
right.
proceeds from both companies go to Branch International to help fund our programs.
Yeah.
So you can definitely reach out to me for that. I can connect you with some amazing people for that, but also being able to create your own LLC if you want to. So we're actually doing a business startup as well.
That is amazing. You know, and one of the things, important things that I do like about those elements right there that you just discussed is getting people or teaching people financial freedom.
Yes.
And credit is very important.
It is.
And especially within our community.
Exactly.
And so we definitely need to educate. I think we grow up, I had one of the guests on here before, we talked about we teach our kids how to play spades and checkers and all these other games.
Monopoly.
Versus exactly. Versus some things that we should be teaching them how to play chess, some things that make you think better, and everything to that nature. And then surround yourself around good mentors, good other people to that nature.
I agree.
So how do people that are struggling with poor credit, bad credit, there's a lot of Americans that do, especially people of color, unfortunately, but we are getting better. How do you find them, or how do they find you?
Well, we reach out, typically through social media, those who we know, of course, word of mouth. We do have events as well. I'll be hosting a few events myself coming in 2020.
Okay.
Where you'll be able to connect directly with me. We'll also be connecting at a couple of churches here, because that's another target when you are dealing with those in the church who have such a great need. And so I know that many churches, I know the pastors would love to have people who are cheerful givers, who are tithers, and, those who are able to do so without struggling. And so what better way to be able to create somebody and help somebody become a cheerful giver or a tither than helping them clean their credit, get their finances in order.
Yeah.
And so I think that it's a blessing to be able to provide this information again to ministries, to businesses. If you have your own business and you would love for us to host an event there, we'll be more than happy to do that. We can have some coffee and talk about credit. And so it's a blessing. Again, you'd be able to reach out to me by my phone number, website, social media. We'll be putting everything out there. I'll be tagging Mr. Cyprian here on some things as well. So just in case we're not Facebook friends, find me on Facebook, find me on Instagram. But again, it's called CE On It. And so I just want to create bosses. I want to create moguls. I want to create those who can build their own enterprise. The Bible says a good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children.
Hello.
We want to be able to help you do that.
That's outstanding. I'm just like, CE On It. I love the name of that too. I mean, Branch International. That just like you said, you have so many different things that are branching out too. So Billy, that's how I found Miss Branch right here, you guys. I mean, every time I turn on my Facebook, I'm not the most major Facebook reviewer daily. But anytime I turn on Facebook, I see this face right here, and I'm like, I have to see what's going on with this lady right here. And then I started to see her advertise in the community, and I'm like, and things that she was giving back, and I'm like, I wanted to see what can I do as far as like Brand New Live.
Yeah.
What can I do to help her with that and get her out there to other viewers that may not be seeing it, but viewers that come into Brand New Live, I want them to see what she's doing in the community. So Billy, we definitely want to contribute and do everything we can to help out with your organization. I think it's tremendous what you're doing. So anybody that wants to start out in a business and become an entrepreneur, any last suggestions that you'd like to give that person?
Well, first thing I want to do that I didn't do in the beginning is say thank you for your platform and the opportunity to be able to come and talk about the things that we're doing. And we definitely appreciate that. And so collaborations and partnerships are huge. They're key. Make sure you understand your vision. Make sure you understand your mission. Stick with that. Don't try to do what somebody else is doing.
Yes.
And it's not going to be easy, but as long as God has given you the vision, He's going to give you the provision. So you have to be able to write it all down, put it all together, and be able to, number one, pray over it.
Yes.
Pray over it, whether you are saved or not. Pray over it. And so, again, being able to partnership and collaborate and just get educated on what it is exactly that you want to do. Do your research. Definitely find out, on a small scale, on a large scale. Give yourself room to grow. Don't be discouraged if it doesn't happen overnight, because it doesn't happen overnight. Anything that happens overnight is not going to actually stand, I promise you. We don't do get rich quick. God is able to provide anything that he wants to provide, but you want to make sure that you're doing things on a solid foundation.
Yes, I totally agree. I mean, a solid foundation, that's what's important. We just talked about that a little bit earlier. Surround yourself around the right people, collaboration, different things, write it down, make it plain, mentors.
Get you some mentors. I promise you, it is a blessing.
So speaking of that, can you tell us who has been influential in your life?
Of course. Who's
been a biggest mentor of yours?
I have several. First, let me start with Doctors Alfred and Beverly Craig of I Am Church to the Nations Ministry. I actually gave my life to Christ at their church. And they've been nothing but a blessing to me since then. And we're talking well over 17 years ago. And so, but now I'm under Apostle Timothy Craig of Mirror International. He is absolutely phenomenal when it comes to entrepreneurship and pouring into our lives, ministry. Just like I said, just staying on key to what God has got for us and what God has called for us to do. He's been a huge staple when it comes to a lot of the programs that Branch International has, been able to launch. And so I want to say definitely thank you to him. I have my business coach, Lisa Geis.
Okay.
Yeah. And Lisa Geis is absolutely phenomenal as well. Love her. She's been awesome with helping me to orchestrate and start Branch International. I have Dr. Brenda Combs, of course. She's amazing to me. And then last but not least, actually my own daughter.
Oh, wow.
My daughter is absolutely awesome. And she holds her mommy accountable. She's like, no, Mom, if God told you to do it, I know it's hard. I know it's rough. My daughter prays over me. She's prayed me through some stuff. And she has helped and assisted me in everything that I do.
That is totally amazing. You guys, as parents out there, we could definitely learn from our kids. We don't think that they're watching. We don't think that they're listening, but they are. They've been gifted too. They're just little people. So they're absorbing everything that we're doing, and they're taking it, and they're trying to emulate their father or their mother.
And it's important to understand that.
Yes, it is.
It's very important to understand that.
Yeah. I like you too, Bill. I just like to say real quickly, I've had a lot of different mentors as well as myself from definitely businesses and from the past. And you can always find a mentor somewhere if you're looking to do something positive. For some reason or another, they just appear, out of the blue. And it's a wonderful blessing. So that's telling you that you are doing the right thing. The important thing is to go ahead and get started and continue to go forward. And if you're doing something right, the right things will happen.
I agree.
I like what you said a minute ago. Although you may start something, we're going to also hit those bumps in the road too as well. But you just keep on going. If you have a positive mindset, you go ahead and get started, the right things will fall in your place. Being a business, having a major organization as you do for Branch International, were there any major bumps in the road that you had to overcome to get that going that you could share?
Well, before I found my mentors, a lot of times people are excited for you when you're talking about a thing, but when you start actually putting action behind it, that's when you find out who your real friends are.
Oh, okay.
And so for me, again, I like to do so much, and so it's just, again, building trust in the community. Gotcha. The community is not very trusting when it comes to new businesses and new organizations, because they've been burned before by different organizations and things like that. So like I said, it's just important to be a person of integrity.
Yes.
And every time they see you that you are doing something, you are who you say you are. Right. Whether you are in front of a camera, off a camera, in front of the church or out of the church, you just still have to be who you are. And I just think that it's important, again, for me to be able to collaborate. So a lot of times collaborations were a bit of an issue because, people just don't quite catch the vision, and people are mainly out for their own vision. Right. And so just to be able to, bring a lot of things together. But one of the things that I've done is I volunteer a lot. I volunteer with a lot of different people. And, it just kind of, I give before I receive. I'm a huge giver.
Gotcha.
And so a lot of times I've built that trust and that rapport with people and didn't realize it because it's just something that I like to do. And so on top of that, I mean, of course, finances is always a key when it comes to running a business. So with nonprofits, you know, we pretty much go on donations and, you know, scholarships and things like that. So I just think that, you know, just little small minor things like that was probably,
Yeah,
you know,
and that's what I see too. And you're right. People do get kind of leery, you know, of organizations and who they're giving to and everything. That's what I like about. That's why I reached out to you for Branch International, because I see the actual things that are happening. I see things come to pass. I see you out there with people. I see you collecting toys for families. I see you furnishing houses for single mothers. I see these things in action. So when you donate to Branch International, you guys, you are donating to a good cause.
Amen.
And when people do organizations that are private and public, they got to eat too, you know. So just think about all the times that they put in there, the time, effort, blood, sweat, and tears that they're doing out there in the community to help make a difference. So all I could say is that I wouldn't have had someone on my platform if they're not doing something special in the community. I do my research too. And so they will not be next to Carl if they don't have integrity.
Amen.
And so that's what I have in my platform too.
And that's a good thing.
It's a good thing. You know, this is once again for professionals of all types, you know, to be engaged with major investors, potential partners, both private and public organizations, and other business owners.
Yeah.
So in close, wow, we've shared a lot today, you guys. We're going to definitely post Billy Branch, her information off of Brand New Live in Passion Valley. I'll go ahead and post her contact information for you a little bit later. So we're going to get to a speed round here, Billy.
Okay.
So, and so what I like to do with my guests is ask them a couple of questions, and whatever comes to the top of their head, they just go ahead and answer from there.
Okay.
And everything. I promise we won't bite. Okay.
Yeah,
So pray for her. So we have too much fun at Brand New Live, you guys.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. So we'll start with something easy. What or who, since you're an actress, who is your favorite actor and actress?
Favorite actor? You know what? Oh, you hit me with one. Actress, I'll go Angela Bassett.
Oh, yes.
Love her. Actor, let me see. It's kind of difficult. You know what? I'll go with the comedian, and I will say Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell.
He's hilarious.
My man.
Yeah.
Makes me laugh just thinking about him, right?
Yes.
He is amazing. Okay.
I have so many.
Yeah. What's your favorite color?
Turquoise.
Turquoise. Awesome.
I have two. Turquoise and hot pink.
Turquoise and hot pink. Okay. Definitely, I could see her being a hot pink girl, you guys.
They both describe my personality, okay?
Right. Very bubbly. What would be your best vacation place to have fun? What have you always wanted to go that you haven't been to yet?
Dubai.
Dubai. Okay. Awesome. What is your favorite food?
Favorite food? Macaroni and cheese.
Oh, macaroni and cheese. Extra cheese?
Yes.
Okay. Baked macaroni and cheese?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. I'm hungry already.
We're gonna catch the Holy Ghost in
I
here.
know, right? And what is your favorite dessert?
Favorite dessert is banana pudding.
Awesome.
And my daughter made me a banana pudding cake for Christmas.
Just to die for?
To die. I'm telling you, I flatlined a few times, but it was so good.
Well, I should have had you bring a piece for me today. We just first met. That's a nice gift. Here, Carl, here you go. But no, I'm just playing, you guys. I'm just playing. So, once again, Billy, we definitely want to thank you. We've been honored to have you on this platform today. We're definitely inviting all of our new viewers and existing viewers to definitely go ahead and look at Branch International.
Yes.
Billy Branch right here. She's doing a lot of amazing things here in our community and nationwide, because the people that she impacts here will impact people wherever they go. So that it's not where you start, but it's where you finish. It's where you start at. We want to impact people right now in our lives because we don't know where their journey is going to be. They may go to the next state, another country, but hopefully they have something positive that they can bring with themselves to wherever they go. So once again, Brand New Live. I'm Carl Cyprian. This is the place where professionals of all types can share their passion. We're signing out today. Thank you guys and have a blessed Saturday afternoon.
God bless you guys.